Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Drawing and Talking with me, Freebie Wits, your host. And today we're taking a look at another roleplay repository character, this one named Mei Wilson. Now, here's the thing. Mei Wilson is described as a teenage spy, but she's 19, so it's technically true in a weird kind of way. I feel that if you describe someone as a teenage spy, as a teenage wizard, as a teenage insert job thing here, you're kind of looking at someone who's around the age of 15 or in high school. I mean, I feel like back in the 90s or early 2000s, this was an entire genre of books, like obviously the most famous one being Harry Potter. Literally a teenage wizard or preteen wizard, I'm pretty sure, at the start of the books. I've got to reread it eventually when I get the time. You had teenage spies, literally spy kids, which were preteen. Okay, bad example now that I think about it. Point is, when I saw the title Mei Wilson, the Teenage Spy, I was expecting to see a high schooler be a spy, essentially. All those kind of 90s hijinks. Early 2000 hijinks? Hijinks regardless. Here's the thing. Her code name is Black Ice, and it's a bit weird because there's a quote at the start that says, "The name's May, codenamed Black Ice. Now tell me where the delivery's going and you might get off easy." And I find that a bit odd that she actually introduces herself by her real name. Granted, May can be a pretty common name, but still it does feel off to me. Now, her nicknames include Black Ice, Ice Princess, Snow White, Snowflake, and Mei Mei, or Mei Mei, depending how you want to pronounce it, I suppose. Like, I've never really gotten into spy thriller movies all that much. I mean, the idea behind 007 is cool and all, but I like the fan theories behind them even more, that James Bond isn't actually his name, it's just a code name, essentially. So when he introduces himself as James Bond, and it's 2, 3, 4 different actors. I'm not actually sure how many they're up to by now. When he introduces himself as James Bond, he's not really giving away too much, except that it's an alias. So Mei Mei is a Chinese American. It's a type of character I haven't really drawn before. She likes spicy food, like a lot of Chinese Americans I know. Playing violin, once again, like a lot of Chinese Americans, oddly enough. Designing and sewing clothes, 50-50. And embroidery, 50-50. Cooking, also 50-50. All the Chinese people I know prefer eating rather than cooking, honestly. And the thrill of the fight, which I don't think I've met any Chinese people who admit to that. As for what she dislikes, she doesn't like talkative people, disrespectfulness of any sort, and overly sweet candy, which, once again, kind of common with Chinese people. And she also dislikes spiders, and don't we all dislike spiders? Or in my case, I am terrified of them. For her alignment, she's classified as lawful good, so based on that, I'm guessing she works for the government specifically. Now, being a spy in a fictional setting, she also has a bunch of high-tech gadgets, including holographic projecting rings, lipstick hard drive, which isn't actually all that high-tech. I'm pretty sure you can just buy one as a civilian. A lipstick that has a flash drive in it, really. It seems pretty common. But anyways, moving along, she also has a glider, a grappling hook, tracking bugs, an electric gun, which is literally just a taser, I'm pretty sure, 2 handguns and bullets, which, it's not too high-tech, but I mean, come on, man. They're guns. In fact, they're described as just because the ISO, which I assume is her intelligence agency, is high-tech doesn't mean no one can go classic, which is it's a very good point. Makes sense to me. She also has binoculars, a wristwatch with inbuilt GPS and a bunch of other stuff by looks of it. It's a smartwatch from what I can tell. And she has sunglasses. Specifically sunglasses with the ability to recognize faces and the like. So as far as roleplay characters go, she's a modern day character slash futuristic type. She's into espionage, being sneaky and such like that. Depending on how much you want to lean into the espionage and pretending to be other people, she should, in theory, be in any sort of game. She may not be the initiator of the plot, but she would be given the mission to do something with the plot. So let's just say there's someone who wants to take over the world. She'd be told, hey, someone wants to take over the world. Deal with it. Or, hey, there's these dangerous people and a bunch of good guys are trying to stop them. Help the good guys. In fact, any character that works for someone else can be inserted into any plot because they don't necessarily have to have the motivation or plot hook to join the adventure. They just have to be told to join the adventure by their authority figure. Now, would this character work in a LARP? And I would say no, not at all. Not because she wouldn't physically work. No, having 2 guns, a bunch of gadgets, that's perfectly fine. But if you're playing a sort of character who's based around espionage and sneaking around and not being known and all that sort of thing, if you're playing in a community, eventually the community will get to know you and know, hey, that's the sneaky spies person. Don't trust them. Don't give any information because they're not actually who they say they are. It could work for a short amount of time, but nothing long term, I'd say, unless you want to be known as the sneaky person long term and have no one trust you. It's a bit weird in that regard. Can it work in Dungeons and Dragons, GURPS, and other tabletop games? Absolutely, yes, that would work perfectly. It's just in the context of LARP in a smaller community, you only have so many people you can con before they catch on. Anyways, that's my drawing and talking video about Mei Wilson. I hope you've all had a wonderful time, and if you've liked what you've seen and heard, please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. It'll really help me out, and thank you. Bye-bye.